This is a 2020 Ford Explorer ST. It has a twin turbocharged 3-liter Ecoboost V6 under the hood, a 10-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, all the sporting trappings of an ST model, and it costs $59,000. And today we're gonna figure out whether or not it's worth your money. Now make no mistake, I think the Explorer ST definitely looks the part of an ST model. It looks really tough and really cool, especially on these optional 21-inch wheels. And I really am a fan of the rapid red exterior on this one with the blackout treatment. It looks really cool and really imposing. But, and there's always a but, it's really a matter of, should this exist? Do we need an ST version of your dad's Explorer, the 6-passenger full-size family SUV? To be fair, it definitely sounds the part. It definitely sounds pretty mean, like an ST model should. See, like I said, it sounds pretty mean in here. You see, the Explorer ST has different drive modes, and when you put it in sport, it creates this sort of amplified resonance in the cabin. It actually reminds you a lot of the Focus RS when I drove that vehicle a few years ago, interestingly enough. Now I have to say, consider me impressed with the acceleration. I mean, this thing, no doubt about it, very, very quick. I mean, wow. When Ford switched to turbocharged engines with the Ecoboost family, I mean, sure, there were initially some reliability issues, but man, you can definitely not doubt the performance of this thing. It's just a quick car, or I guess SUV, excuse me. Though, interestingly, despite having a 10-speed transmission, the gearing is really long in the lower gears, so you don't really go bang, bang, bang through the gears that much. Instead, the gearing first through fifth is pretty long, so you're really relying on the massive torque from the Ecoboost engine to really give you the massive grunt you experience from behind the wheel. Now, dynamically, if you're expecting me to say the ST has transformed the Explorer, well, keep dreaming. It's still an Explorer underneath. It's still a very big, cumbersome family SUV. But that's quite all right, because I think as Ford continues to redefine and evolve what ST models mean here, you know, we're seeing ST badges put on things like the Edge and the Explorer. And so they can't all be about razor sharp handling like the Fiesta and Focus were. You know, they're obviously not that sort of vehicle. And so while I do have that sort of philosophical qualm about should there be an ST Explorer, I do get why they're doing it. I mean, this thing sounds badass, it's quick, it looks tough, and once you strip all that away, you kind of have a lot of the good things that come with getting an Explorer. So, I mean, again, seating for 6 and tons of room. I mean, I'm 6'1" and I can sit in the 3rd row. It's a little bit tight on my knees, but I have plenty of headroom. So, I mean, you can fit 6 full-size adults in this thing pretty comfortably. Let's talk about some general housekeeping about the Explorer while we're on that topic. I actually really like the interior of this vehicle. It does feel like a Ford. If you sat in contemporary Ford products, you can be right at home here. It has Sync, the infotainment system, though it does have a different screen, vertically oriented, huge, looks like a giant iPad mounted on the dash. Like Sync and like other Ford products, it's kind of plain. The interface is not very pretty, but it's pretty effective if that's what you're looking for. The materials, likewise, nothing in here is going to blow you away. Cheap plastic on the dash, and a lot of carbon fiber look plastics all around, but the seats are leather, and the padded steering wheel is a nice touch. That ST steering wheel also has shift paddles to control the 10-speed automatic transmission. I don't really recommend you do that. I think the transmission is best left its own devices, kind of just leave it in auto, kind of let it do its thing. But it'll bang off gear shifts pretty quickly if that's what you're interested in. for the Explorer ST is near as makes no difference, 55 grand. You factor in a grand for destination and handling, and the rest is options. So, what is that, 3 grand in options? Not very much. Kind of the Explorer ST kind of gets you a lot of standard content. The options does have a pretty mild. Panoramic dual glass sunroof, that's about $1 grand. Then you have equipment package 401A, which is just some basic interior stuff. And then the only other real option is kind of a performance-based option, and that is the 21-inch wheels and the upgraded performance brake package, which interestingly is not standard when you get the ST. I believe 20s are standard, as well as slightly smaller brakes. Now that's an interesting thing to me. I know, again, this is not about limit handling and performance, but for something that is so big and so heavy, and when you tune the power up and give it an ST badge, I really feel like the bigger wheels and tires and the bigger brakes should be standard equipment. That's kind of like a safety thing. That seems to be a common Ford thing, where they seem to kind of skip out on the footwear and the brakes, which is kind of a fundamental thing for a sporty model. I remember the Focus ST had the same issue, where the brakes just couldn't keep up with what that great chassis was doing and what that turbocharged motor was doing. Now, granted, again, you're not going to be driving this thing that hard. I'm kind of driving it like a psychopath. Normal people don't drive like this. But still, I think that's kind of a fundamental misunderstanding or a misstep on Ford's part to not offer the bigger wheels and the bigger brakes as standard equipment on an ST model. Like, if you're buying the ST, you kind of know what you're signing up for, right? Man, I can't stop having the philosophical debate of, do we really need or want an Explorer ST? You see, I like the exterior treatment and I like this engine, but I'm not really sure if an Explorer needs a sport-tuned suspension, which is definitely on the firmer side, all things considered, though the 21-inch wheels definitely don't help the cause there. Is it really sporty? I'm not sure. I mean, if you notice, I still have a lot of body roll here, because again, you're not going to take this thing to the racetrack or anything, and I really doubt you're going to take it to your local canyon road, all things considered. Yeah, definitely still conflicted on this. Like, do you really need ST, or can you just offer an appearance package and call it a day? Because, I mean, I think I'd be just as happy with that. Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching the video. I know this one was a bit short and a bit choppy compared to other vehicle reviews. That's because I only had access to the Explorer ST for about an hour on that day, so very short, very quick filming. Though stay tuned for the next couple of videos. I have some really awesome cars lined up I'm really excited about, and I think you will be too. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you've not already, and stay tuned for more fun car content. Thanks, bye.